प्रवीण यांनावर ना
हो करा, अलाव करा सरांना.
केलं आले सर,
आले ना?
आले बघा, सरच आले, फक्त चेक करा तुम्ही एक वेळेस.
म्हणजे काय होईल, लाईव्ह पण स्ट्रीमिंग चालेल, जसं इकडे चालेल तसं तिथं बघा. आता हे दिसत आहे बघा, हे रेकॉर्डिंग सुरू झालं. याची अशी जी लिंक आहे ही लिंक यांना पाठवून द्यायची.
अजून वेळ आहे का?
नाही
सर जॉईन झाले ना? हॅलो.
हा हॅलो, जॉईन केलं ना मी सरांना, तुम्ही पण करू शकता ना मॅडम.
हा नाही
मॅडम,
हो सर झाले जॉईन.
नाव आहे
सरांना विचार, आवाज येतोय का? हॅलो
यांनावर
मला
सर,
येतोय.
नाही
तुम्हाला आवाज येतोय
सर. हा यस सर.
ओके.
ओके ओके सर.
नाही, सरांचं काय नावाने आहे म्हटलं मी?
प्रवीण यांनावर, डॉक्टर प्रवीण यांनावर.
अच्छा, सरांना अनम्यूट केलं.
सगळे जॉईन झाले आता, हर्षल पाटील सर.
हो, एकच मिनिट. प्रवीण सर, तिथून खालून अनम्यूट करा ना तुमच्या याला. हा झालं. ओके सर.
Can you allow me to share my presentation? तुम्ही माझं प्रेझेंटेशन शेअर करायला allow
या
करता?
सर, या सर, शुअर.
सीमा राणे मॅडम,
हर्षल सर, हर्षल सर.
हा बोला सर.
चालू करायचंय का अजून, का वेळ आहे?
करा चालू. एकच मिनिट फक्त, मला हे सेटिंग करू द्या. बाकी पार्टिसिपंट पण हे होत आहेत, त्यामध्ये स्वतःला अनम्यूट करून टाकतात आणि शेअर करतात ते पण. एकच मिनिट. अभिषेक सर, तिथून अनम्यूट करा ना तुम्हाला.
अनम्यूट केलंय सर.
अच्छा, आणि प्रवीण सर?
ते
मी करतो प्रवीण सरांना. ओके, केलं
सर. आहे, मी काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
ओके.
तुम्ही सुरुवात करू शकता. जेव्हा ग्रीन सिग्नल
विचारून घ्या चालू करायचं की नाही.
राणे मॅडम,
स्टार्ट करा सर. पार्टिसिपंट जॉईन झाले, वी विल स्टार्ट नाउ.
मग आता बोलायला चालू करू का?
करा सर स्टार्ट.
Okay. Good afternoon, participants. I welcome you all on the second day of national level webinar on innovative research in computer science and paper writing skills. Myself, Mr. Abhishek Patil, Assistant Professor, Srimati GGKhadse College, Muktai Nagar. I am very much honored to introduce Dr. Praveen Yannawar as invited speaker on the national level webinar. He is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Information Technology of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He has completed his master's as well as PhD in computer science from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Sir has 19 years of teaching experience, and his area of interest are image processing, computer vision, pattern recognition, vision and intelligent systems, signal processing, and advanced internet technologies. He is honored by receiving 3 patents on his name and 1 is being submitted. Sir has guided 5 MPhil and 2 PhD students. 1 MPhil student and 4 PhD students are pursuing their MPhil and PhD under his able guidance. He has completed 4 research projects of around 27 lakhs under science and technology, and he is currently working on one major project on establishment of science, technology and innovation hub for empowerment of ST, ST, SC, ST populations. One minor project on emergency vehicle transit and public alert system using IoT. Sir has published more than 57 papers in reputed journals and conferences. He is being an editorial board member of various international journals of computer science and applications. I am very much eager to hear his talk. Now, I request Dr. Praveen Yannawar sir to deliver his talk on data science and AI, tools and opportunities.
Yes, thank you, Abhijit, for such a wonderful introduction. It is being really very good opportunity for me to be here, the participant of this national webinar. At the outset, I must thank the entire team of the college for arranging such an innovative program for the students. Such an innovative program for the student. My basically talk is going to get concentrated on the principles of data science and AI. And before starting to this particular talk, let me give a big thank to the college committee, specifically the college president, Advocate GGKhadse ji, Principal Shri B.R. Patil sir, Coordinator Vandana Chaudhary madam, Convener Ms. Seema Rani, and organizing committee members, including Dr. Ranjana and Mr. Abhishek Patil. So at the outset, I must thank all these committee members for inviting me to this particular national webinar. The topic which is given to me is basically on data science and AI, the skills that is required in particular this domain, the tools which you can use, and the kind of opportunities that you are going to get into this particular area. I know that there are so many students, those are pursuing their PhD programs. They are actively research students. There are so many students, those are going to come into this particular area. So this particular talk will help them understand like what are the potential areas where you can get in and you can come up with the innovative solutions as far as the area is concerned. Particularly, see, the time we are getting a PhD, we are enrolling ourselves for a PhD program. We go for lot many experimentations. So selecting the right data, right experiments, and getting a promising result is an important point. Okay. In the meantime, I would like to request all participants that please do not write anything onto a screen. I would be appreciating you if you ask me any questions, any doubt as such in the chat window. More or less, like that, I will see to the chat windows for your updates. I want this particular session to be more interactive. There should be maximum take home from this particular session. So as I said that this particular talk is specifically dedicated towards data science and AI. This is an introductory talk. If required, the latter we can have a separate dialogue on like how AI can be implemented and likewise. The speakers, those have interacted with you all during last 2 days, like they are very good. I got an opportunity to see to get through the lecture of Professor Rakesh Ramteke sir. He's very good friend of me. So I have seen his presentation entirely. His presentation was in-depth presentation and has guided the students. Those are those who would like to take the problem of optical character recognition OCR irrespective of uh, online OCR, offline OCR, and likewise. But he has concentrated particularly towards use of image processing and building OCR systems in that. So that is really very good point which you can take up ahead. This particular session, we will see like lot many research avenues that I am going to place before you all. And so that you can take those problems and go for your research programs. I would appreciate if you come up with certain questions. Thank you. Okay, so this is the picture. Let us try to open up with the discussion with this particular picture. You might have seen, you might have went through this particular story when you're during your childhood, that there is a big elephant and there are 6 blinds. Big elephant and 6 blind story. So all elephant is there, but all 6 blinds have their different perception with the elephant. So like whenever they touch to the tail, one of it touch to the tail, he may come up with a different perception, right? Accordingly, all 6 blinds have got a different perception about the same thing. So if you take elephant as an data, and all blinds are nothing but they are a representation of the person those wanted to handle that particular data. So everyone is using a data for their particular work, and and more precisely they will generate the inference based on their requirement from the same data. So what is more important is like how, once you have a data, what kind of processes that you are going to build up, and what and how interestingly you can retrieve the data information out of it. So all your prediction, classification, and everything, all technologies are going to work on the data. So in this case, data is everywhere, and data is playing a very important and crucial role in all data science and AI. So with this note, we'll start up here. And I know like it is really very important to let you know about the recent technology trends that are that are around your datas, that are based on datas, and there are top technology trends that is in particularly 2020 and next 10 years that are going to be. So they are particularly artificial intelligence, use of machine learning, developing RPAs, that is robotic process automation. You can go for edge computing, you can go for VR, AR, that is virtual reality and augmented reality. You can think of cybersecurity, blockchains, and Internet of Things. So during this particular presentation, we will see these areas in more detail. So let's go for this. Now let us understand like how we have come up to this particular data. So we know that okay, data is all around. Everybody is looking data in a different perspective. You have defined your own processes to generate the results, generate your desired information. So this is really very interesting. So in case to work with this particular data, we need to boot up with the data, and let us try to understand how data has evolved and what is the amount of data that we are actually handling daily. So we need to understand this sequence, and then only we can think of like building any system which are closely operating with the data and AI. You know that the third digital revolution is in the duration of 1950s to 1970s, where in between 1950s to 1970s, what has happened is that we have very good industrial revolution, and the machineries are operating on the analog signals. The people have thought that okay, let us try to convert this analog signal into a digital form. Transformation of signal have been taken care, and the signals are being converted into a digital form. So there is a digital revolution. So analog to a digital conversion has happened there. Okay, so for us, we have to think about from 1950s and onwards. Okay, since in 1950s to 1970s, the digital revolution has come, and the first computer is being formulated, is being presented to you in 1970s to 1980s, which you have almost seen in your graduation time, that okay, first generation of computers, second, third, fourth generation, fifth generation. But in like in why I am putting this particular point in front of you, this is for one reason. This is for a reason that okay, that since we are into a computer science and information technology fraternity, we have to understand that we are into this from last 50 to 60 years only, right? As far as if you compare our performance with other conventional science and technology courses, so in that case we are very young into this particular technology transformation, right? And as far as science is concerned, so during 1970s we have got 70s to 80s we have got a personal computer. That personal computer we mostly used for learning purpose as well as for gaming purpose. We have used that at that particular time for doing some restricted way of calculation we have done. Since as the computer development technology grows, people thought to implement first financial services using automatic tellering machine ATMs in 1980s and 90s. Still, I don't like, even we cannot think of during 80s and 90s we have any access to ATM services in India, right? But in the developed countries, they have migrated from their computers. They have introduced computers into financial services in 1980s, 90s. Okay, so then afterwards, what we have done, what we have seen is the area where in 1990 to 2000, where there is a in 1995 we have gotten access to internet. So internet has come into our lives in 1995, more particularly from 1995 onwards we have started using internet. So so in this case, the first ever search engine which we have got is Alta Vista, and later the Google has came and has changed the entire scenario. Since the way we are getting an internet, we are using internet, so we form that basic purpose of internet to exchange the information, and that information exchange is in the form of the rich multimedia content. Means what kind of content we are using, we are transmitting from one place to the another place irrespective of the geographical location, using a website that we are going to forward the text data, image data, video data, audio data using HTML scripts. Then we have came into an area where we want a responsive web applications to in place. Then HTML, DHTML comes, scripting comes, coding comes, everything comes with server side scripting, client side scripting, and all those has give rise of different web applications. In particularly 1998, what happens that Google have came into existence, and there are two people, there are two fellows, those are evolution, right? That is Larry Page and Sergey Brin. So these two fellows have introduced a PageRank algorithm, and Google, those 10 years, there is a disruptive technology called mobile phones have came into existence, which is taking you from wired communication to wireless communication. Now data is being accessible onto mobile phones, right? Internet is available onto a mobile phone, and we all are exchanging information very fast, in very fast. The growth of exchanging information has become very fast using mobile phones. Okay, so if you look at mobile phones, then in this particular duration, like in 2010 to 2020, what has happened, that entire wireless mobile communication has shifted onto a cloud computing. So cloud computing is playing a very important role nowadays, and everything is on the cloud. So this cloud is giving us an opportunity to connect number of devices all together, like smartphone is being connected, laptop is being connected, servers, different servers are being connected, right? And all your resources are being connected. So IoT is utilizing a cloud services in far better way, and we are getting a very stable systems right away. Okay, now let us go for the okay, since we are getting the data, then like we need to understand like how far the penetration of the data that is being observed across the world. So if you look at the penetration of data in case of Asia, this is the recent data, which this data is 2020 data, quarter 1 data. Quarter 1 data means from January to March, this particular data is there. If you see this particular figures, they are very encouraging, and it sees it, you can see that in case of Asian continent, the data is 50.3%. If you look at the usage, internet users in the world in a geographical location, you will find that Asia is leading. So so there are 2,300 million users are across all Asian continents. Those are having an access to the data, and these figures are really very encouraging when it comes to India. I'll let you know that also. Okay, so if you look at this particular data, if you want, you have to work, if you decided to work into a data analytics, data analysis, or data science into an artificial intelligence, this particular domain, you need to understand what are the different generators, data generator sources are there, because on top of it only your problem is going to lie. On top of this particular sources, you have to see about the processes that you are going to build up, and on top of this only you have to see about using that process which you have deployed, what kind of application is being supported. So this is really very important. So what are the different sources of the data generator sources that are available right away? So the data generator sources are World Wide Web, where you can have multimedia data. Multimedia data, as I've already discussed, it is in the form of text, video, audio, and image. So that is being available. There are certain repositories, scientific repositories are also in place that are contributing very significantly onto a digital platform. Like to name a few, there is a Scopus Web of Science, then there is a Google Patents, a very big repository of patent. Then all patents all around the world. WIPO is one of the good repository you have as far as patents are concerned. There are a lot many GRs that are also available onto a government website, and most importantly, Wiki. Wiki is also playing a very significant role in generation of this particular data. So there are data repositories are also. Government of India has provided a very big data repository for all its citizens in order to generate any inference, or you need to incorporate a data analytics mechanisms. You are obviously in need of data, so you can go for data.gov.in. So data.gov.in, if you look at that particular website, you'll get a very good contribution of the data. Let me see, like, do I have any questions as far as this is concerned in the chat window? No, all are good mornings. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead. Then there is after digital repository, then there comes social media data. Social media data, like from Facebook, we are going to get data. From Twitter, we are getting data. Instagram, we are getting data. LinkedIn, we are getting data. YouTube, we are getting data. As like, if you take this particular case, today's webinar case, you have streamed this particular presentation to YouTube users. So what is happening is that whatever we are having a dialogue in this particular lecture is being available onto YouTube. So again, we are contributing to the data, towards data. So that is called as social media data. Then you have got a transactional data. That is also very important data. Transactional data, by that I mean you have got you have generated a data through certain e-commerce or mobile commerce platforms, as well as some banking platforms. Say for example, you have purchased something onto Amazon, so you have got a transactional data. Flipkart, transactional data. You have transferred money from your one bank to another bank account, that is again a transactional data. Then IRCTC, then again means you have incorporated railway tickets and all that. That is again a transactional data. These are the sources of data, and at the same time, a huge amount of data is being generated through the connected devices. Now, by connected device, I mean your mobile system, which is connected to internet, is big source of, is very important and critical source for generating a data. So mobile have contributed a lot in generating data. There are certain controlled systems, those are generating a data with respect to time. So those are control systems are also contributing data. Connected control systems to internet has contributed significantly into the data. There are data loggers. There are Internet of Things systems, IoT systems, which are generating the data. Now, as I said that, okay, these all figures are really very interesting figures as far as use of internet is concerned, but there are certain very good figures, promising figures into Indian context also. As per as TRA, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, if you look at that particular data that is available on the internet, you can get that data. Is that in case of Indian context, we have a tele-density of 19.52%, means almost 90% of Indian population is being connected one or other way to a telecommunication medium. That is important. Out of which, if you look at the internet subscribers, there are 665 million users are internet subscribing nowadays. And out of which the usage is, if you look at the percentage, is 52% of users are available. But if you look at if you look at the urban areas, you will find that out of 100 there are 104 people are using internet. So out of 100, 104 is using internet. This is really very interesting figure, which means that there are more than one mean of getting a data onto a devices. There are more than one mean, like means you can access. Right now I am accessing internet onto my laptop also, and at the same time I am going to access internet onto my mobile phone also. I may have a tab, so I can get, means what, there are certain set of people, those are having an access to a data onto different devices. So there are connected devices in that particular way. At the same time, if you look at the rural India, that is also very promising. In case of rural parts, 27% is the penetration of internet usage out of 100. So means out of 100, you can find 27 people, those are using internet. And they are the people for whom the technology can also be devised using based on IoTs and all that. So they are the potential users for the coming technology trend that you are going to generate. So, okay, once you understand this particular data penetration, let us try to understand. Let us try to understand the volume of data that we are going to generate. So if you look at if you look at this slide, you will come to know like what kind of volume of the data that we are generating daily. So it is 2.5 quintillion bytes of data is being generated daily, right? And the interesting fact is that 90% of the world's data today has been created in last 2 years alone. So you just imagine like how fast it is growing, right? So now see, in computers we understand, we know that in principally we have been taught in this particular way that you must have a data with you, you must have process with you, and you must have a information. Now why data science and artificial intelligence has gained this much boom is only because you have got this huge data with you. This 2.5 quintillion bytes of data means 2.5 into 10 raised to 17. You just imagine like what exactly volume is. So that volume of data is available, right? And we don't have people to process that particular data. So we need people to work on those data sciences, people for handling such data. And there are different sources by which the data is being submitted, right? So this is really very interesting. So you need to understand the volume of the data that you are going to deal daily. So it is about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. Now once you understand this quintillion, once you understand this the volume of the data, then you probably are thinking of, okay, if this is the volume of the data, then what kind of potential areas where I can invest in. Okay, being a being a technology creator, or being a researcher, or being a user of the data, you must think of the potential areas. Let us try to understand the potential areas. So here are some potential areas which you can take up, right? For the student, those who wanted to build their career into this particular technologies, I suggest you to go up with these particular potential areas for all your usage, right? One of the most potential areas of research includes remote sensing and GIS. I'm very happy to let you know that one of my friend, Mr. Sayed Shafi, is working into affiliated college of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. He is into BEAD, and he is one of the is leading researcher in the areas of remote sensing and GIS, because he is working with Indian Space and Research Organization (ISRO), and he is handling he is handling the problems. He's dealing with the problems of Chandrayaan 2. So this gives me an opportunity to introduce him with you all, that irrespective of geographical location, if you have a passion to deal with the data that are being generated in different communities by different agencies, and you would like to process that data, then you have got a very good opportunities. At the same time, IMR Jalgaon is going with the GIS based application. Jalashri is one of the project that they are leading with. So in that case also, you have got a very good opportunity here. The Department of Computer Science and Information Technology, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, is also doing a lot into this particular areas of remote sensing and geographical GIS. So the basic purpose, there are potential areas where you can think you can invest yourself is identification of land use, land cover. See, we have got a problem. We have got like we have to decide like, okay, how the city expansion is being done. right? Or at the same time, you have to see the potential areas where you can develop the cities. Like for example, right now, smart cities application is being available. Government has sanctioned some smart cities also. So you need to use remote sensing and GIS system to understand like the growth of the city. You can use this particular remote sensing and GIS system to understand road networks. You can use this remote sensing and GIS for oil spill analysis, right? Like you might have recently heard that there was 1,000 gallons of liters of oil has been is being percolated onto a ocean in a ocean. So that oil spill you can analyze using remote sensing and GIS. Agriculture is one sector where which you can largely collaborate in, and you can use remote sensing and GIS. One of the work that is related to drought is being handled by Department of Computer Science, drought analysis. As well as my department has contributed in the analysis of the crops also. We have got very good state of art laboratories for handling this remote sensing and GIS application. Geo mapping is also a really very interesting area which you can take up ahead. University has its own one remote sensor at Ratnagiri, which is particularly dealing with oceanographic problems based on the remote sensing, where university has designed a mechanism of potential fish zones, right? And which is a community enrichment facility, community service facility that university has incorporated, which tells you like, okay, which tells the fisherman is like, this is the area where you will get maximum number of fishes, right? So potential fish zone is a really very interesting area of work. You can, beside that, you can work with forecasting also. If you wish to work with the geographic information system, identification of locations of ATM is one of the area where you can use GIS system. Town planning is one of the area, and geotagging is also one of the area which you can take up forward. One of our department student is working into a remote sensing and GIS area in a company called Bhugol. So that is a startup where he is being selected, and uh, they have worked out on a very innovative problem of categorizing this, since we are into a COVID outbreak. So that student has worked out on defining a containment zone onto a GIS map, right? So see how the technology trends are being changing right now and how fast they are. So there are a lot many opportunities you can think of into remote sensing and GIS. This is very potential area which you can do, and huge amount of data which is being available here. I request participant to don't write anything onto a screen. That is, I would appreciate if you have any question, you please come into a chat window and put those questions. I'm happy to answer those questions. Okay, second most important area which is available, potential area which is available here is called as natural language processing, and NLP has categorically into four segments. That is text classification, natural language generation, natural language understanding, and information retrieval. These four areas where you can think of maximum. For example, just to give you an example, how NLP has changed our world, that I am going to tell you. See, recently you might have have gone through a feature of Google where whenever you are writing a drafting an email, email drafting is coming up with the auto suggestions. Like, okay, like say for example, if you need any additional information, immediately Google tells me that, okay, if you, in order to complete that particular statement, Google tells me the suggestion. So that is auto suggestion. So NLP, natural language processing at real time, that is one of the principal example that I wish to quote here, that see how, and this has benefited us like anything. This has improved our writing skills, this has improved our drafting time, this has reduced our drafting time, and systems are being more intelligent in this particular case. In yesterday's talk, Dr. Rakesh Ramtekesar has also very uh, particularly have presented that using image processing can also be contributing into natural language processing domains. Like there are certain historical documents that are left untouched still, being taking into a digital platform, right? There are some Moody letters, there are some Pali letters, so that historical document can also be converted into a digital imaging. And once it is into a digital platform as an image, you need to invest your time into convert those digital documents into a optical character recognition. Then Rakesh Ramtekesar during his presentation has clearly pointed out various scientific contributions, where like how Shiroreka you can extract, how letters you can extract, how letters you can recognize. Okay, identification of that letter, once it is being done, it is really NLP comes afterwards, where you convert that particular letters into a continuous statements. So transliterating statements or developing a transliteration services for an image is a crucial part which you can take up forward. English is doing good. You have got OCRs for printed English characters, as well as you have got an OCRs for various other regional languages also. But transliteration is still has become a critical issue, and you can think of transliteration services, developing a transliteration services onto a using natural language processing, right? Like voice can be converted. Like if you have got the speech data, then convert that speech data into English, or if I speak something in Marathi, convert it into Marathi text for processing. That kind of translation, audio to text transliteration, can also be a potential problem. Then how you can deal with bilingual data, like say for example, you have English and Marathi audio data together, and you wanted to convert it into a textual information. So in that case also, you can think that as a potential area where you can invest your time, you can come up with a good innovative solution also. One more interesting area which comes in here is speech processing, where you have recently come up with an technology intervention called Alexa. You have seen that. So Alexa works with the speech. So, but can I have Alexa into same kind of mechanism into regional languages, into regional context? Uh, so that is also a potential area of work which you can take up forward. So developing IVRS system, more responsive speech interactive systems into a regional language is a need of an hour right now. So you have to see that particular part also. Third important aspect as far as this area is concerned is medical imaging and biomedical image processing. So medical imaging and biomedical image processing is also one of the most prominent area of work where you can take up the problems. So particularly non-invasive medical instrumentation is one of the facility that you have to think of. Like, okay, see, there are oximeters right now. In case of COVID-19, you might have seen that there are oximeters available, and that oximeters are also available in very cheap cost. Say around 1300 rupees, 1300 rupees to 1400 rupees, you have got an oximeter which tells you like what is the level of oxygen in your blood right now at point of time. At the same time, you have got a mechanism which also tells you what is the body temperature. There are thermal guns. What is the body temperature? So they are particularly non-invasive. Without touching, you are able to get the body temperature. So that is based on thermal mechanisms. So there are thermal guns are there. There are there are oximeters are there. So in such a way, can we go with non-invasive medical instrumentation? Non-invasive, I mean, without without inserting anything to a subject body. Can we devise a system which can just get the data from the system and go for analysis? So there are variable sensors also which you can take. Like for example, there are watches which counts the heartbeats. So that is called as a variable sensor. So wearable sensor is also a prominent area which you can do. So non-invasive medical instrumentation is an area where you can you have got ample, very good number of opportunities to start with. So optical imaging is an area where you have got MRI image analysis, X-ray imaging, ultrasound imaging, positron emission tomography, PET, CT scan, OCT, and all those. So that are creating a huge amount of data, and you can go for implementation of AI system, data analytics system on top of this mechanism. As far as this pandemic is concerned, there is a like lot COVID pandemic is concerned. Lot of people have putting their effort in minimizing the cost of the test, and how we can detect the patient is positive, COVID positive, COVID negative. So out of that, one of the mechanism also which you have find is like X-ray scans of lungs. And you know that like mucus is being generated into lungs, and there is a breathing problem. So you can see like whether you can easily distinguish your system in such a way that whether this is a normal lung or infected lungs. Based on that, you can decide the gravity of the problem. So recently you have seen the same kind of solution proposed by a company based in Nashik, who has come up with this particular solution of X-ray imaging and reducing the cost of test, and how we can maximize the test using X-ray imaging and likewise. So this is an assistive mechanism which you can think of. So there are many avenues that are available into this particular research. Similarly, like in case of this one particular point I wish to put in front of this is like, is it really using this MRI imaging? You have got a different cross sections of data, right? Can we use those cross section, combine to those cross sections and build a 3D model, and which latter can be provided to a printer, and you can have a 3D model based on those MRI images. Is again a very potential area of research, and which you can take forward into a medical imaging and biomedical imaging. Please don't forget that this needs, in case of medical and biomedical imaging, this needs very good precision. So, and the precision without AI you cannot think of. So this is really very important to see the potential areas into biomedical applications also. Let me see the chat window. Do I have any questions here? So,
Sir, one question is there from Vaishali Joshi.
yeah.
She asked how green IT will have future as use of technology increasing day by day and opportunities in green IT.
Yeah, green IT is like, see, whatever we are doing is actually the green except the power, right? See, for example, give you one very beautiful example on this. One of our research work, one of my research collaborator, Professor Ramesh Mada, he has come up with a mechanism of optical angiography of retina. So if you look at the optical angiography of retina, it is really very critical. This is you might have seen that there is a diabetic retinopathy. You might have heard this particular word, diabetic retinopathy, where the retina is being retina is severely affected, and this is being done specifically with respect to diabetic patients. So retina is being affected, and due to that, the loss of vision is being done. So the ophthalmologist and retina expert, they suggest to perform an optical, they perform an angiography of an eye. So angiography of retina. So the time the angiography is being performed, the dye is being induced, right? So the dye is being induced, and it is not feasible for everyone to go for it, right? So there are certain exclusions also, like for those kind of peoples, like for childrens, you cannot go for optical, you cannot go for angiography, dye angiography. Patients suffering with high blood pressure, cardiac problems, they cannot go for angiography, like dye oriented angiography. So this is becoming a problem. So as far as green technology is concerned, like, okay, if I have got an retinal image, can I perform an optical angiography on it? So Dr. Ramesh has come up with an IPR based on optical angiography itself. So that is a very beautiful example of green IT. So where we are performing onto an image, the optical image, that angiography is being performed onto a retinal image, and we generate the output equivalent to the angiography of dye based angiography. So, and that the results have also been checked by the medical experts, and they have appreciated the use of optical angiography. So like in that particular case, the cost of performing angiography, if it is 6,000 rupees, retina angiography, say for example 6 to 10,000 rupees. So by this particular technology, optical angiography of retina, we have substantial reduced that particular cost. Now, if the cost is being reduced, the technology becoming more acceptable. So that is important. So green technology, that whatever we are doing is a green technology only, but and that has got a very good future. Only case is, I'm talking about the technology. I'm not dealing with the power, storage, and all those issues. Right? As far as the technology is concerned, we can surely go ahead with this. So this is, I hope this takes this question. Okay, now next most potential area that you are working with and you can think of is robotics and computer vision. So this is the potential area in which I am also working, where you can have a very good number of opportunities you have. So recent good opportunities, like in case of computer vision, which you can see is Google, Tesla. These two companies have come up with the driverless cars. Driverless cars where all automation is being incorporated into cars. Intelligence is incorporated into a car, and car is taking its own decisions. So driverless car is an example of this, based on computer vision. There is a company in Aurangabad which is also contributing into the area of this driverless cars. That is Expert Global in association with EC Mobility. That is also contributing significantly in the design of driverless cars. So that is one of the area where you can do. Second most interesting area is like I request all the participants to just explore the very beautiful app called Google Lens. Google Lens is one of the app where the app will allow you to classify the object based on to surf technology. So that API is also available. So right now it is working with a very limited context of data set. You can use that particular API and you can increase the space of the problem. You can include number of objects. You train the system onto number of objects, and you can take those objects forward and devise a classification system. Robotic vision is also an important area where you can implement a vision into robotic devices, and you can go for obstacle detection. You can go for object detection. like there are certain areas which we can discuss right now. Personal authentication is also one of the areas. Now, for example, what are the areas where you can use robotic that is computer vision and robotics is like, right now, as far as image processing is concerned, you can have people recognition, like biometric people authentication we have identified. So people recognition by the way of face, by the way of fingerprint, we can go for person identification. That is a part we can do. At the same time, can we devise an assistive technology for blinds, for example? Take a case, like if you have given some data, some object to a blind, and blind fellow wanted to understand that particular object, what exactly it is. Say, for example, you have given him a lassi. You offered a lassi, and that person has to see whether this is a lassi or what is being offered. If it is in a tetra pack, how that person is going to identify that. So can we devise an technology which there are safety alerts. At the same time, government of India has uh, fast tag. Government of India has implemented fast tag system, like that kind of thing they used to have in India. So recognizing such a fancy number plate is really very critical issue. Then you can go for event analysis. If you like, you have a crowd and you want you put a query like, can I identify the how many people are there in a crowd right now? So crowd counting, that is also very critical problem which you can define. You can go for lane tracking, in specifically towards driverless cars. In that case, tracking a lane, incident detection, wide spectrum imaging, that is one of the area. Object recognition is one of the area. Indexing of a video. One of my student, awarded student, is working into a startup as an AI consultant, AI expert, and they are working on to audio video indexing. Like, or if there is a video scene, or if there is a movie, and out of that movie, if you are being asked to give certain set of images which can be a part of a video trailer, right, and the sequences which can be a part of a video trailer, so that part can be automated, and indexing can be done onto such keyframes. That is also a very critical area where you can work. You can use computer vision and this particular mechanism into a sports mechanisms also. So these are the area which you can take up forward as far as image processing is concerned, or like computer vision is concerned, and you can take it forward. Now, if you look at, okay, till now, do we have any questions as such? Okay, so I'll just take a look of chat window. Do I have any questions? Okay, no questions so far. So good. Okay, so let's go for now the next slide, and this is this. Okay. Now, if you look at datas and the potential areas, like how we have discussed so far, is this that we have we have identified the sources of data, we have identified the potential problems which you can take up ahead, and now it is point to have a just to discuss a very briefly about artificial intelligence. So if you look at AI is also referred as machine intelligence, where we are imbibing an ability of analysis of an environment with predefined rules, such as, for example, algorithms, search algorithms, and pattern recognizing algorithms to a machine models, and machine is taking the decisions based on the skills that you have provided. This particularly is is nothing but artificial intelligence. So what is important that we need to understand is like how to incorporate intelligence into a machine, by which by my process the machine is going to understand the data, and by the model itself, the machine is going to either group the data or classify the data as per the required. So for modeling purpose, you need to go for training the system, and training is being done into two types, particularly supervised and unsupervised learning. In case of a supervised learning, you can see that supervised learning where the guidance is being provided, it is a guided learning. Unsupervised learning is experience based learning. Now if you look at the if you look at this particular figure, you'll understand that how the AI is being built. So we have a deep learning system which uses which is based on artificial neural network and AI models that automatically build a hierarchy of the data and its representation. This is particularly required for building up a decision. So the outer layer is going to be your AI. Within the AI system, what you need is machine learning system, ML systems you need. Within machine learning, you need artificial neural network, which is nothing but the brain of your AI, and which facilitate you for building a models for your data analysis mechanism. And at the core you have a deep learning mechanism. So all these ANN libraries, deep learning libraries, machine learning libraries, AI libraries, I'm going to tell you into the next upcoming slides, 1 or 2 slides. I'm going to tell you about the tools also. Now if you look at AI, then you can certainly look after the potential areas which you can think with respective to AI. They are like autonomous systems. You can use autonomous systems for development of autonomous systems. You can use artificial intelligence. You can use you can handle problem of machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, pattern recognition, natural language processing, and you can use chatbots here. Chatbots here for on the basis of the AIs. At the same time, you can have a cognitive cyber security also is one of the areas. Robotic personal assistance also is one of the area. Autonomous surgical robots. By that, I would like to tell you to go and see Da Vinci robot, which is used for precision surgeries. Robotic surgeries. Da Vinci is a medical instrument which you can see a robot which is used for that. Then cloud-based robotics also you can go for. Then there are flight simulators available. You can use those flight simulator. There are thought-based gaming controls are also available, which you can take up forward for that also. Okay, so next, let's go for next. And as I said, this is really very important that whenever you wanted to build an AI system, you have to see about learning. And usually this learning is being taken into two parts, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. There are many researchers that are joined with us today. For them also this is important. Budding researchers, PhD aspirants, for them also this is really very important. Right now, if you look at supervised learning, what you have is you have an input data, you have an annotations to that. Using these input data and annotations, we are training a model, and that model is helping us in taking certain predictions. So when we supply any test case to the model has to decide that test case and tells me, like say for example, if I have a input data of an apple and I have given an apple to a model, then model has to tell me that this inputted element is apple based on the input data and the annotations that which I have provided. If I give an orange, then it simply says that it is not an apple. So the case is it apple, is it not apple? These two, for that two purpose only, we have gone with the supervised learning. Now, whenever you're going with the supervised learning, you need to understand some key points. What are those? If you look at the supervised learning, the training is guided. So we need an external supervision for training the model. At the same time, if the type of data must be labeled. Without labeling, you cannot incorporate supervised learning. So that means you need to tell, like, okay, if this is a data one is labeled as an apple. So D1 is apple, D2 is apple, D3 is apple, D4 is apple, and likewise. So you need to have a label data. And the approach which you are going to follow is you are converting mapped label into known output, right? So the conversion of map label into known output, and definitely your algorithm and the process that is definitely going to work with the features, prominent features that you are going to work with the objects. So that is very important. So popular algorithms that are coming into a supervised learning are linear as well as logistic regressions. These two are there. At the same time, you can go for SVM, support vector machines, and KNN. So k nearest neighbors that you can think of. So you can use those into supervised, and there are many more which you can take. Now, exactly different of this is unsupervised learning. So by that I mean, like, in case of unsupervised learning, you have a data which is not labeled data. So you can easily see that there are, like, say for example, okay, now look at this, just a minute. Okay, now look at this. This is the raw input data, right? So this raw input data has apples also, bananas also, and mangoes also. So the case is here, objective is to, like, group up these three into three different classes, right? So based on and how the system is going to group, that is being done by the interpretation mechanism. So this is an interpretation mechanism. So what interpretation mechanism is going to do is identify the characteristic of each object that are participating into a data sets. So all objects are being interpreted based on the features. So that features are being taken care, and you have an algorithm and the process part. These two are here, and these algorithm and processes, they are going to take decisions, like, okay, whether the object one belongs to apple class, or object one belongs to banana class, or object one belongs to mango class. So this particular mechanism you need to understand, and interpretation, algorithm, and processing, they are as a part of training. So you need to incorporate training. You need to train the system based on the features and the properties, and system has to learn by themselves itself. So learning is being a very crucial part, and the output is in terms of the classes. So class one is apple, banana, and mango. It is like that. So what is the key point that is going to be here is type of the problem. See, in case of supervised learning, the type of problem is regression and classification. Here, association and clustering is the problem, right? Type of problem. Training is unsupervised, unguided. Type of data is unlabeled. Previously, it is labeled. Approach is understand the pattern and discover the output. As I said, understanding pattern and discovering the output is a major example. And then you have a different clustering algorithms which are available. Like, for example, k-means is one of the clustering algorithm which is available. K-means, C-means, and many more. There are many more algorithms that are available. So this is how, like, supervised and unsupervised classification is going to work, which you can take up forward. Now, see, if you look at the type of presentation, this discussion, you'll find that we have worked with the data. We identified the potential areas. We also identified the AI supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and all. Now, in order to implement this all mechanism, we have to select the right tools. and the right tools for selection of right tools, then we have to think like, okay, what are the tools that are, if I wanted to be a data scientist, then what are the tools that I may in need of? That means the skills, right, and the tools. So skills are you should be rich with the tools. So let us try to understand this by with the help of this slide. Okay, there are four factors that are associated here. One is scope, type of data, tools, and the applications. For example, if you look at the data science, the scope is to involve various underlying data operation and to generate the result out of that particular data. Then the type of data can be, you can have a different types of data here. Data either can be a structured data or totally unstructured data. So you can have both structured as well as unstructured data. Now, in order to implement my mechanism, my processes on this structured and unstructured data, what are the tools? First, you need to work with R. Second, you need to work with Python. You can use SAS, you can use SPSS, you can use TensorFlow, you can use Keras, you can use scikit-learn libraries. So you can use these particular tools based on your needs. I am very happy to let you know that out of that, maximum tools are free. For example, SAS, except SAS and SPSS, R is free, Python is free, TensorFlow is free, Keras is free, and scikit-learn. Right? These libraries are concerned; they are free. They are Python based, and you can use these libraries for all your applications. Now, the data science, the applications are here. They are symbolic applications, like advertising is one of the application, marketing is one of the application, internet search engines is one of the application. Apart from that, you can have different applications, sentiment analysis, right, expression analysis, right, and trend analysis, lot many more. So they can be a part of it, right? So you can use that. Now, as far as AI is concerned, uh, you cannot imagine artificial intelligence without implementing machine learnings. So your scope is limited to the implementation of machine learning algorithms. So there are machine learning libraries also which are available to you. The type of data which you can think of on this is standardized in the form of embedded and vectors. So you have got data into a vector form, and that vector form we can either go for classification or clustering. Based on that, we can go ahead. Right? What are the tools that can be utilized in order to implement artificial intelligence? So for that implementation, you can use scikit-learn, you can use Caffe, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Shogun, Mahout. These are the tools which you can take up for the implementation of AI. Similarly, deep learning libraries are also available based on Python. You can use those also. CNN, convolutional network, neural network is also, CNN libraries are also available. So as I said, again, AI, the applications are symbolic. You can take use of any application. You have to model your system based on your application. So like for that, manufacturing is one of the application, automation is one of the application, robotics is an application, transport is application, healthcare is application, and you can implement all these application and many more using AIs. Okay, if you have got an exposure to data, you know the potential areas, you know the tools, then there is a time to see like what are the companies where you can have opportunities here. So I am at the concluding slides of my presentation, where the opportunities also being highlighted. So these are the some data science companies. They are looking forward for a data science expert. Those are very much good, those skilled manpower which is good at the tools which I have already discussed here. So these are the data companies. Now, if you look at AI companies, this is also you need to understand. So basically, AI companies, they are being divided here. If you look at here, this is the area where you have got a text sort of mechanism. This is the area where you can have like the companies, those are work on to audio, that is there. The work on videos, these are the companies, those are working on to a video platform. And as far as graphics, this is concerned. As far as graphics, these are the companies which are working on to graphics. So there are good number of opportunities that are available into both of the industries, data science industries also, and AI companies also, AI industry also. Now, what is the prediction? Prediction says that by 2026, that is means next 6 to 10 years, this data science and AI industry would be having more than 11 million jobs. Right now, they are having more than 11 million jobs. Those are going to be into this particular area. So interestingly, what you need to do is you need to adopt the skills on these tools. Right, through your PhD program or through your MTech or project program, MSc program, MCA program, you try to concentrate, try to develop some potential problems using these particular tools, and this gives you an exposure to data science and AI industry, so that you can establish yourself with the, yeah. One of my PhD student, who is working, Dr. Prashant Bode, is working into a startup in Mumbai. He is particularly working on to these areas. He's a AI expert now. So what I am going to tell you, like, what is my point is, see, the PhD students has got a very good opportunities into the startups. So in startups, so my suggestion to the PhD aspirants is, or PhD candidates, student, is to utilize their skills as an industry perspective. So you have got a very good career ahead. So this is what is important point. Okay, and at the end, I would like to thank all of you for your patience listening. I would be very happy if you have any questions as such for me, so that I can take those questions and end up with the this particular session. I hope everybody has enjoyed, all of you have enjoyed, and I am open for all your questions now. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Yeah. Yes, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. Yeah, I'm going to share the PowerPoint presentation with the organizers, so that the organizers will take this responsibility to pass it on to all participants of this particular webinar. I'm going to share my presentations. Yes, any other question?
I thought no one is having any questions, sir.
Okay, so that is good, good then. So, at this outset,
Hello.
I would like to thank the organizing committee members for their invitation and giving me opportunity to interact with you all. You can connect me. On my uh, uh,
सर तुमचा व्हॉइस म्यूट झालाय.
Okay. Yeah, you can connect me here. Just a minute. Yeah, you can connect me here. Those who wanted to get me, interact with me, they can come and discuss with me. You can write to me at plnava.csit@bamboo.ac.in. You can see my lab website. You can see me on bamboo.ac.in also. Thank you very much. Yeah, if anybody is having any question, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll thank you all for your uh, participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Really a very informative session you had done with our participants. We also gain a lot of knowledge from this. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Friends, now it is time for me to introduce to the other resource person of this webinar, that is Dr. Chitra Dhawale madam. I am very much privileged to introduce Dr. Chitra Dhawale madam.
हॅलो, हा मॅडम जॉईन झाले का?
झाल्यात ना, आता मी बोलतोय.
हा, त्यांना जॉईन व्हायला सांगा ना. हा, हा.
मग कंटिन्यू करू का?
थांबा थांबा.
हॅलो.
हा, हॅलो सर, वेट फॉर while. Madam is joining the session.
हॅलो. बोलू का मॅडम? बर.
हॅलो, अभिषेक सर.
बोला.
मॅडम मला वाटतं नाही झाल्यात अजून जॉईन, त्या 2ला होणार होत्या जॉईन. इथपर्यंत ते सीमा राणे मॅडमला विचारा ना, ते काय प्ले करणार होते वर्षा पटाक.
कॉल करतो त्यांना.
कॉल करा, माझा कॉल लागत नाही त्यांना.
हो, लावतो.
हर्षल पाटील सर.
मॅडम.
हाँ, मैडम अवेलेबल है. मैडम जॉईन होता है हे.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके.
हाँ, मॅडम जॉईन झाले की तुम्ही त्यांना को होस्ट द्या.
हो
देन
हो
वी विल स्टार्ट अवर नेक्स्ट.
हो हो.
झाल्या का सर त्या?
सर लेट मी चेक. बहुतेक येत आहे. रंजना मॅडम सांगताय. Within 5 minutes, our next session resource person will be going to join our session. So please be wait for her. She will talk on the topic how to write a research paper, how to write a good research paper. Abhishek Patil sir, after 5 minutes, you start your introduction about the resource person.
Okay, ma'am.
Let her join first.
Yes.
She is also recognized well for computer science research in research field. In the area of natural language processing and information
Hello.
with
बोला.
development of effective to reviewers' feedback mechanism for SMS-based
हाँ.
information system within the domain of Indian language. He has published more.
हो.
झाल्यात वाटतं त्या.
हो हर्षल सर मॅडम जॉईन झाले आहे.
ओके ओके.
हा तुम्ही त्यांना को होस्ट करा आणि पुढची प्रोसिजर स्टार्ट करूया आपण. चित्रा मॅडम आहे.
हो केलं.
हा
चालू करू का?
हो एक मिनिट.
जॉईन होऊ द्या.
जॉईन झाले आहे मॅडम. फक्त
झाले.
त्यांना पहिले हे देऊन टाकू द्या आपण.
सीमा मॅडम शांत बसा जरा. होत आहेत मॅडम जॉईन.
हा झालंय मॅडम जॉईन.
हो झाल्या त्यांना सांगा ना अनम्यूट करायला त्यांच्या तिकडून. मी कर. हा झाल्यात. हॅलो चित्रा मॅडम.
हॅलो
हा
चित्रा मॅडम.
बोलूयात का सर?
हो
चित्रा मॅडम. हॅलो
हॅलो.
चित्रा मॅडम कॅन यू हिअर अस? हॅलो
हर्षल सर.
हा झाल्यात केलाय त्यांना.
ओके
ओके मग स्टार्ट करा.
थोडस.
स्टार्ट करायचं आहे का?
हो
मग बोलायला चालू करू का?
हो.
Good afternoon, friends. Now it is time to introduce our other resource person of this webinar, Dr. Chitra Dhawale Madam. Dr. Chitra Dhawale Madam is currently working as a professor and head of Department of Computer Engineering and PG Department of Computer Applications, PR Pote College of Engineering and Management, Amravati. Earlier, she was professor at Symbiosis International University, Pune. To her credit, 5 research scholars have been awarded PhD so far. Under her guidance by SGP Amravati and RTM Nagpur University. Her research interests include image and video processing, machine learning, deep learning, multibiometrics, cloud security. She has published 2 books, 8 book chapters, 23 research papers in journals, 6 UGC journals, 3 others in 3 papers in other research journals. She has presented 33 papers in international conferences and 19 in national conferences. She has also reviewed 9 books for various publications. Dr. Chitra Madam is well-known academic and professional in field of computer science and application. She has organized various national and international conferences. She has been chaired as in the refresher courses, national and international conferences. She is senior member of IACSIT, member of IEEE, ACM, International Association of Engineers, Hong Kong, and life member of ISTE, Delhi. She reviews books for various prestigious publishers and also for international journals. She is a prestigious workshop. She attended a prestigious workshop sponsored by UNESCO on advanced workshop on FPGA based systems during 26th November to 8th December in Italy. She is a senior member of Women's in Computing. She has presented a research work in various international conferences in Malaysia, Vietnam, and Singapore. Dr. Chitra Madam is also a motivational speaker and has conducted several workshops on effective research methodology, research writing skills, placement preparations, 100 techniques for speed mathematics, interview techniques, spiritual thoughts, etc. As part of her social contribution, she is an active executive member of NGO Aadhar Foundation, Amravati, India. I would request Dr. Chitra Dave Madam to deliver her talk on how to write and good research paper. Madam? Chitra Madam? Chitra Madam, can you hear me? Chitra Madam?
सर ते अनम्यूट आहे पण त्यांचा आवाज नाही येत आहे, ते बोलत नाही आहे वाटतं काही.
ओके, मग आता
त्यांना सांगा ना सीमा राणे मॅडमांना कॉल करायला.
बर 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 करतात सर ते.
Hello, Chitra Madam. Hello.
Madam? Hello.
Madam, do you hear me clearly? Hello. Hello, Chitra Madam.
नाही येत ना, त्या बोलत नाही आहेत मॅडम.
There is some
Hello.
problem. I thought.
Hello.
Hello, Chitra madam.
Naina, it's me. Rane madam.
बोला अभिषेक पाटील सर.
त्यांचा आवाज नाही येते वाटत.
I
त्यांनी
thought
गडबड केली.
काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम आहे. There is some problem in their headphone. I thought so.
हा, ओके.
Okay. Hello, Chitra madam. Hello. Hello. Hello.
कॉल करा ना त्यांना.
Yeah, calling.
हा मॅडम, जॉईन करते 5 मिनिटात ते. सांगा.
There is some problem in her headphone. She is just going to join soon. Within 4 to 5 minutes, she will be here.
आता
Hello.
हॅलो.
Chitra madam, can you hear me?
हा हा,
Okay.
माझा
Now,
आवाज येतोय का?
yeah. Now your voice is clear.
थँक्यू.
Yeah, welcome.
हॅलो. ओके, थँक्यू.
Hello.
हा, आय एम ऑडिबल नाउ.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, sorry for
No, it's okay. It's
interruption.
okay.
Yeah, it's just that I change.
Yeah, okay. Your video is off, madam. You can.
Yeah, I will start it now. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was using this Bluetooth, so I forgot to do that setting also in the computer itself. Okay.
Okay.
So
So-
sorry for being late.
No, it's
So-
okay, madam.
Yeah, I would like to give a thanks to the management of Khadse College as well as the HOD of Computer Department for giving me the opportunity for delivering the webinar on how to write a good research paper. So today we know that during this lockdown period and the pandemic period, uh, we must have to, as a faculty member or as well as a research scholar, we must have to upgrade ourselves in terms of the various technical knowledge as well as from the research point of view also. So the basic thing generally it happens that we know that most of the faculty members who are doing research or they are just on the that's just have started the research. So as per my experience has been concerned, I face a problem of how to write a good research paper, generally a research paper. It's, so that's why I choose this topic to guide the upcoming researcher in a computer science or generally in science, because this is applicable to means a general paper writing here. But I focus on specifically to the computer science. Okay, so let us start here. That is how to write a good research paper. So already Madam Sir has given my introduction. So I'm working as a professor and HOD of Computer Science and Engineering Department in PR Prote College of Engineering and Management here. And already the 5 students have completed the PhD under my guidance. Okay, so just I would like to start it here. Is my screen is visible to you, all of you? Hello.
Yes, yes, visible.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So the most important thing whenever you have to start a research, then the difficulty generally a research scholar face is about how to select the topic. That is, as per my experience or as per my opinion, if you have to proceed in a particular research domain, then you must have to select the topic. The topic is that topic may be, if you already got the supervisor, then the topic can be the area of interest of the supervisor, that is his or her research domain. You can discuss with the supervisor and take the guidance, and he or she can suggest you the research topic. Then second thing is that if the research student has already been very keen or has already started or his or her the interested domain, then that topic can be the area of interest of the research student also. Then if we already means generally after PG we register for the PhD. So at the PG level, whatever the topic of the dissertation you have chosen, the same dissertation you can extend it. Means in a conclusion part or in a future scope of PG dissertation, you write something that we have completed, or sorry, I have done at this particular stage, and this particular thing I have to complete in the future. So that future topic also, the extension of the PG dissertation topic can also be chosen as a this research topic. Or if you are teaching to the UG or the PG level, specifically talking about if you're teaching to the PG level, and if you found any subject to be of interest and you are taught that particular subject in a 2 or 3 years, then you can also choose the topic. That is, if I am teaching operating system from the last 6 or 7 years, and now I have to start a research, then I can choose one of the topic which is from the operating system itself. Okay, so this is the topic of the interest, or this that whatever the topic you are taught or the subject you are taught, you can take that that is select that topic as it. So there are many possibilities. Out of this, I have considered this 4 possibilities. The first is that the area of interest of the supervisor. Then second, the area of interest of the research student. You can extend the PhD dissertation topic as a research topic, PhD research topic. And the next is that the subject with keen interest, you are taught it for more than 2 years. So this is how you can select the topic. Okay. The next thing is that that is how that topic should be. If the topic is too big, suppose it is very general topic, for example, that is you have chosen the topic as a image processing, then it is a what we call it as a very big topic. So you may find the difficulty for finding or the related information to that image processing. So if your topic is too big, then you may have to read too many books and too many articles. This is the first thing. And the second thing is that if your topic is what we call it as a too small means very what we call it as a minor topic you are considering, that is, then in that case you may have a trouble finding the right sources to collect the information. So your topic should not be too big. If it is too big, then it will be time consuming for collecting the information, and if it is too small, then you may not get the related information from the resources. The resources may not be available. Okay, so the topic should not be too big and topic should not be that is a too small. Okay, so consider this just the diagram that how your topic should be. If you choose this animal, animal is a general one. So if you choose this animal as your research topic, then this topic is very broad. Okay, and you will have to find too much information about the animals, general animals. It may be a dog, it may be a cat, it may be a tiger, it may be a lion, like that. Means you have to collect the large amount of information or the huge information about the animals, because it is a that is a general topic, that is animal. Now if you have to narrow it down, then animals means what is about the animal you are interested. Okay, so if you are interested in animal behavior, then this topic is still very broad, because you have to consider their eating habit, their sleeping habit, then the walking habit, or the another means whatever the general behavior of the animal. Then you have to consider all types of animal behaviors, and the animal is not fixed. The animal can be the many type of animal, and then the behavior of those animals. So this is also still too broad. Okay, now if you have to narrow it down again, then you will consider a particular animal, that is a dog. Okay, so animal you will narrow it down to the dog. Now in this case you will specifically focus on the dog behavior, because the animal is fixed now, so your attention will not be diverted to the multiple animals. So your focus will be on the dog only, and you have to study about only the dog behavior. Okay, but again this topic will be the easy to start searching, but both the dog and the behavior are the specific. These are the concrete terms. So we have to narrow down your topic again to the specific behavior. Okay, so specific behavior means why dog barks. So this will be the narrowed down topic, and this topic is of right size, and you can now focus on the animal dog and the barking behavior of the dog. So this will be your right topic, and you can start searching on this topic, not on the animals, animal behavior, this and this. So here it is narrowed down, and here you will focus your attention on why dog barks only. So this will be the right size. Okay, so this is how to select the topic. So topic should not be too general, or topic should not be too small. It should be the mean of what, the small and the big one. Now I'm considering this, that was a general domain. So that is the general topic, that is dog and behavior, like this. Now I will focus on the computer science. Okay, so if I consider image processing, so if someone said that, okay, what is your research topic? I said my research topic is image processing. Oh my God, how it is? Because image processing having the many subdomains are there, many terms, or the many. If we took here the book of the image processing, then the index of that book will be contain many chapters. Just like the image processing is there, image compression is there, image segmentation is there, image representation is there, and application of the image processing, and many different, that is the medical terms, then the image security, and so on. So you will not choose this image processing as a research topic, you have to consider the subtopic. Now we'll consider this image security as one of the domain. So we call it as a we call this as a research tree. This is what is a research tree. This process is, or this habit is generally means these steps are generally performed in a IITs and the NITs also. So before choosing your topic, the supervisor asks you to draw the research tree. So why there is a need of the research tree? To narrow down the topic, so that your efforts will not be wasted in collecting or reading the unrelated matter here. So you will focus only on the particular that is a domain here. So we'll consider this is the image security. Again, image security is what? Security is nothing but image security is applications of the image processing. Now image security again will be divided into the how to hide the information, that is the information hiding, and the information encryption. You know that encryption means it is applicable for the textual data. This is for the text data, and this information hiding means you can hide the audio, you can hide the video, you can hide the image also. So there are two types of security systems. This is information hiding, and it is information encryption. Now, if you want to go for the image security, then again there are information hiding having two types, that is watermarking and the steganography. Watermarking is what? This may be a robust, fragile or the semi-fragile, and these are the subtypes of the robust. So I will not spend my time on explaining all this one. Okay, so this is the research topic, and now this is enclosed in this dash line. This is dash rectangle. So there is what? The digital image steganography. Okay, so if you have to focus on the digital image steganography, again you have to find out the subdomains, that is spatial domain and the frequency domain. Spatial domains which works on the pixel level, and this frequency means how many number of pixels are there which are of red type, that is the frequency of that particular pixel intensity. Okay, so this is am I audible? Audible, no? Hello? Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yeah. Am I audible, no? Because in chat box I seen that it's not audible.
Yes, madam.
So it may be previous one.
Uh,
Okay. So this digital image steganography, spatial domain and the frequency domain. So spatial domain, LSB, these are the different types in a spatial domain, and these are DCT, DFT, that is discrete cosine transform, then frequency transform, then DWT, IWT. These are the frequency domain. Okay. Now, if you have to choose this digital image steganography in a frequency domain, then what you will do? Your topic has been reduced from, see the previous diagram, sorry, the previous research tree. Okay, okay. Okay. So this image processing, you are narrowed down to the applications, then application to image security, and then security system again. So that what is this? It is a research tree. Now you can choose the topic, that is the digital image steganography in a DCT domain. DCT domain, okay, or digital image steganography in a frequency domain. So in that case, we will focus on only the digital image steganography on the frequency domain only. So you have to study, in that case, you have to take the review of DCT, DFT, DWT and IWT. Again, you can, if you wish to narrow down this domain, then you can take any of the domain, that is DCT and DFT, that is the comparative analysis of the DCT and DFT and the hybrid of this DCT and the DFT. So that can become your research topic, which will be narrowed down further. Okay. So what is the objective of drawing the research tree? Is to narrow down your research topic. Okay. Now, why there is a need of writing a research paper? Research paper, if you have to, if you have your contribution, you have to show it to the world, then you must have to publish it. Okay, so for that you have to write the research paper, so that your idea should be clear and your work should be known to the world. So to share the research finding and the discoveries with the hope of improving the technology. If the technology is already there and you think that this type of technology you can improve it to certain extent, then in that case you can write the paper. So what is the research paper? Research paper is nothing but it is the paper which describes the research idea. These are the basic terms. I will take it fast. Now, why to write the research paper? We know that most of the scientists, suppose the Newton, if we consider the Newton, if the Newton has not published the gravitational effect, the gravity, Earth gravity, then he might not be known to the world. So, see, the scientists are known by what they have published and not by where they are located. Wherever you are living, we don't know the scientists by where they are located, but we know that what they have published by their name only. So this is the thing that we have to write the research paper. Okay. Now the types of the paper. Types of the paper here I have considered only two types of paper. First is a survey paper and second is the proposed idea paper. Okay, so many types of, that is analytical papers are there. So if we just refer the research methodology book, then you will find the that is different types of papers are there. But if I want to focus on the computer science, and for simplifying this topic to certain extent, I consider the types of paper as only the two types. First is a review or the survey paper, and second one is a proposed paper. That is whatever the method you have proposed, that method working along with the result, you have to publish in a proposed paper. Okay. Now, if I consider this data as the information in our paper, okay, minus the relevant information in the reference. Generally, whatever you write or drafted in your paper, that reference you have taken, that reference information you are taking it some from other papers. So that is enlisted in a, that is the reference paper. That is the list of the reference you already give at the end of the paper. So whatever you have written in your paper minus the relevant information in the references. If we say that this delta is equal to 0, it means whatever you have written in your paper, that contents or that information you have taken it from the references only. So we call this as a review paper or the survey paper. Okay. If delta is greater than 0, it means whatever you have included in your paper is greater than the references. It means something is there which is have your own idea. So you have put your own idea. It means you are not taken it from the references only. If it is greater than, then we say that it is a proposed paper. That is delta is greater than 0, means information in your paper is greater than the references you have included, then it is a proposed paper. And if it is less than 0, then there is no need. Why you are writing the paper? Now, why to write the survey paper? Why there is a need of writing the survey paper? For example, consider the case that that you have to manufacture a chocolate. Okay, and before that, you have to take the survey of the market, that which type of chocolates are available in a market. So if we consider the Cadbury, then what is the weight of the Cadbury? What is the price of different parameters you have to consider? Weight of the chocolate, then weight that is the price of the chocolate, then the contents of the chocolates, and everything, the brand name and everything you have to consider about the Cadbury, then other chocolates here. So we'll consider the many chocolates. So it means that before proceeding your research, you must have to look into the matter or the papers which are already published by the researcher here. Means what the researcher has already done. So you have to consider those work, and your work will be that work which is not been done by the previous researchers. Nor it may be not done. I can't say that is not done, that it can be the extension of their previous work. If any fault is there or any problems are there with their method, then you can just consider that method, update the method, and implement that method. And after implementing the method, if you are getting the good result, then it will be your proposed method. Okay. So why there is a need to write the survey paper? Survey paper लिखने की क्या जरूरत है? So we have to consider the evolution of the research works. That is, suppose someone has done the research in 1950, that paper has been published in 1950, then 1955, 1960, 1970, like that. Then you have to consider all that step-by-step work till this 2020. If you are starting your research from in 2020, then how that work has been evolved from 1950 to 2020. So that evolution of the research work, you will get it in a survey paper. Okay. Then the evaluation. Now what is the evolution? Means step by step. Okay. And evaluation means you have to make the comparative analysis of those review papers which has been published. That is a suppose one researcher has published one method, second researcher has published the second method. Then how they differ it means that is a comparative analysis, that is evaluation of the research work should be done. For this case, you have to write down the survey paper. And then the comparative analysis, then critical analysis, and the performance analysis also. Then what are the contents of the paper? If you have to write down a survey paper, a review paper, or a proposed idea paper, then what should be the content? The content is that first, the most important thing is the title of the paper. The title of the paper should be very attractive. Looking at the attractive in the sense, looking at the title, the reader should get the idea that what is actually the contents of the title. We can say that it should be a self-explanatory, that title. Then second, the author information. Okay. Then third, the abstract. I'm just taking the contents, then keyword, and I will explain onwards. Then introduction, review of the work, then the comparative analysis of the work, then the discussion about it, and the conclusion and the references. So this is a general, any research paper should contain this type of headings, starting from title to the references. Okay. Now, this generally the title, abstract, and the keywords, they are stored on a search engine databases, because they will not store the complete paper. They will store only the title, abstract, and the keywords. If you have to search any particular paper, you can either search it by the title. The search engine will give the result by the title or the abstract and the keywords. Okay. So papers are searched based on these three terms. And we know that the title and the abstract are freely available. And if you want to get this paper published and the citation, that can be easily cited looking at the title and the abstract also and the keyword also. Then I already gave you the idea regarding the title of the paper. The title is what? It is opportunity to attract the reader's attention. Then the good title should be around 10 to 12 words. Then it should be correctly highlight the contents of the research paper. Just I told you, it should be self-explanatory. Then the title should be it should be correct and comprehensible. Comprehensible means ready, that is easy to understand. So it should not be that much complicated. You should have to get the idea about the contents of the paper. Now here some tricky titles, but the title of the paper should not be a simple one. It should be somewhat the attractive, just I told you. And it's here I'm giving you some tricky titles example. That is the review and the critical review of steganography. Now, what is the difference between review and the critical review? Review means a general, that is what the first author, that the first, if we consider that 10 papers, 10 research papers, okay, then in what is there in a first research paper, what is there in a second research paper, third research paper, fourth paper, research paper, like that. And critical review means in-depth review. In-depth review in the sense, what are the pros and cons, which data sets they have used, and the result, and everything comparative analysis to the depth. That is the critical. So we called it as a depth review. Then the second example, the analysis of the steganographic techniques. Then the comparative analysis of the steganographic techniques. Then the performance analysis of that is CBIR. It is a content-based image retrieval this year. Then content-based image retrieval, which are the techniques, what are the applications, what about the future challenges. So this can be the review paper. Then the content-based image retrieval, what has been already published. What is this actually? Who is doing all this? Or is it automatic? Then the past Then what research the presently it is going on in content-based image retrieval, and what about the future. Okay. Then this image camouflage, or the CBIR, which approaches are there, which has been already been published in image camouflage. What are the challenges they face, and which are the future directions. Then the theory and application like this. These are certain examples of the attractive and the tricky titles. I have just included for your reference. Then what are the issues, what is the analysis, and what is the state of the art, means what is the present situation in image camouflage. Then techniques, challenges, and trends. So in this way you can give the title of your paper, which can be a self-explanatory and a comprehensible. Okay. Then this is about the title. Then the second thing, the author information. I think most of you know about the author information. It should include the name of the author, the department of with the institution, and the email ID. Okay. So this about the title and the author information. The next thing is about the, that is the abstract. How to write the abstract. The abstract is very important while writing the paper, because looking at your abstract, the reviewer can get the idea that what is the level of this researcher. Okay. Because whatever you will include it in a abstract, that will attract the reviewer's attention as well as the reader attention also. So what are those main important thing, or main important 5-6 sentences you should enter in a, or you should include in a, who is handling this waiting room, please? My phone. Okay. Because every time I am admitting the participants. Okay, so what 5-6 sentences should be there in abstract? How to write the abstract? So we know that, the abstract is neither a summary nor the outline of the paper. Then what the abstract actually is? What it contains? The first sentence of your abstract should be the motivation. Means why you have chosen this particular topic, why you have been motivated to this topic. So that 1 or 2 sentences should be regarding to the motivation, means why. If you are raising a question why, and whatever the answer you are getting, that sentence you should write it in a motivation. Okay. Then if you are motivated here in this particular domain, or if, in this particular research area, then which are the problems in a particular research area? Just I consider that I have to launch a chocolate. Then why there is a need of launching a new chocolate? Why you have been motivated for launching the chocolate? That is a motivation. Okay, so why? Then problem statement. Then if I am launching a new chocolate, then I have to find out the problems in existing chocolates available in a market. That is a problem statement should be there. What are the problems with the existing method? So the next sentence should be with the that is related to the problem statement. The third statement should be that if there are certain problems with the existing chocolate, then what is my approach so that it will remove the drawback of the existing chocolates, or for example the existing method. So what is your approach, that is what is your method. Then if you are applying your approach or your method, what result you have got, so that is the result. And what is the conclusion, means up to what level you have got the result, and where you are stopping it, that is the conclusion. So these one, suppose motivation, suppose 1 or 2 sentences, problem statement 1 sentence, then this third, fourth, and fifth. So 5 to 6 statements, meaningful statements should be included in an abstract. Okay, so here we'll see. So related to the previous, suppose I'm writing here the abstract. that is here. We work in a computer science. We proved some theorems. Some were big, some were small. Big theorems had a big proof, small theorems, small proof, like this. If you read it completely, how you find this abstract? Is it an acceptable abstract or is it a rejectable abstract? Looking into the previous terms which I have told you, that is the first sentence should be related to the motivation. Why you are motivated? The second sentence should be what? Which are the problems? Then the third sentence is that what is your approach to solve that problem? The fifth sentence is that which method you have applied? What are the results and what is the conclusion? Do you find this in this particular abstract? You can just text the answer in a chat box, or you can unmute your microphone. You can give me the answer. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah? Yes? How you find this abstract? Hello?
Hello.
audible?
I want to. Yeah, you are audible. I want
Yeah.
to say that all the participants' mic is muted. Actually.
So anyone can unmute. Okay, you are muted from your
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Okay. They can
They,
text it in a chat box.
if they want to write, they can write on chat box.
Chat box. Okay. Yes. I just told you that which are the 5-6 sentence should be included in an abstract. Do you find those related sentence in this particular abstract? Yes, just a minute. No. Good.
No.
Rupali Wagh. No. Amruta.
No. Absolutely.
Yeah. Prachi, Shubhangi. No, correct. You are correct.
No.
Huh? Because the first sentence should be related to the motivation. Motivation is why you have attracted to this particular topic. Okay. So here you are getting the random sentences. We work in a computer science. We proved some theorems. Some were big, some were small, like this up to the end. Nowhere all these sentences are not related. Those are the random sentence. So definitely, if the reviewer read this abstract, it will get rejected. Okay. Now, how to write the meaningful abstract then? So for that, I already told you that the first here, first the motivation, you have to write down the answer of why. Then if there is a answer, if you got the first sentence as answer of why, then which problems are there in the existing method, second sentence. Then whatever the problems are there, which method you have applied, that is what approach you have applied. Then after applying this particular approach or the method, which result you have got, the next sentence should be about result, and the last should be the conclusion that you have got the result, but should be there. But means because no one is a perfect one. So you should be very honest in writing the result, that you applied the method, you got the result, but to this extent we got the result. Okay, so that also you have to conclude it by certain that is sentence. So this should be written last. Now I am writing the motivation. Okay, so if I consider the image encryption as a research topic or the research domain, and you have to write down the paper related to the research, then how to write the abstract for this first sentence should be the motivation. So why you have chosen the image encryption? Why you are motivated? The image encryption plays an important role in the field of information security, because the image encryption nowadays it is playing very important role in information security. That's why you find that you should choose this field for the further research. Okay, then which are the problems in this particular domain of image encryption? Most of the image encryption techniques have some security and performance issues. Okay, so these are the problems with the existing one. So first the motivation, second the problem. So there is a need to compare them to determine which method is suitable for the application. Got it now? Okay, now what is your approach? If those existing methods are suffering from the performance and certain other issues. What is your approach? See, the choice-based encryption algorithms are, so you have proposed this, okay, no, sorry, you have suggested this choice-based method are employed nowadays because of their better security and the performance. Because what were the problems in the previous cases? The problems with the previous cases was what? Most of the image encryption techniques have some security and performance issues. That's why you consider this one. So this is the approach. So choice-based encryption algorithm are employed nowadays because of their better security and the performance. Okay. Now, what are the result? This is the result. So this work is a review of two novel choice-based method, namely secure image encryption algorithm based on the Rubik's Cube principle and the new choice-based fast image encryption algorithm. In terms of the parameter like NPCR, UACI, entropy, and these are the parameters they have considered for comparing these two types of method. Okay, so this is the result. And okay, so last sentence is a conclusion sentence. So they are, I think I have not included here, but I included in the next abstract. So this is for the review paper and this is for the proposed method. So just I want to skip this one. The problem statement for the proposed, because we are considering two types of papers. First, the review paper. So how to write the abstract for the review paper and how to write the abstract for the proposed method. Okay. So only in an approach you have to write down the proposed approach, that is Hartley transform is applied on smaller region that has been cropped around. Then the performance. So you have to include the sentence about the performance of your proposed method. So performance of this proposed method is evaluated based on the standard database of Bologna University and the database of this. So whenever you are using certain standard database, you must have to include those standard database, the name of the standard database here in the abstract itself. So don't forget it. And then the result, which result you have got, okay, and then the conclusion. So in survey paper there is no need of writing the conclusion because you are simply making the review and the analysis of the existing research itself. But in case of the proposed method, if you have to write down the abstract, the last sentence should be concluded with the conclusion sentence, that whatever the method you have applied, whatever the result you have got, you have to give the conclusion that the experimental results show that the proposed method reduces the false acceptance rate, okay, from 21.48 to 16.74 based on the database of this, okay, from 31 based on these two database, because you have used the two data set, Bologna and the FEC 2002 database. So you have to conclude the abstract with the result of both the database. So this is about the that is good abstract. And then the next thing is about the keywords. So keyword is nothing but these are the important terms around which your whole paper has been what we call it as a binded. Okay, so these are certain important keywords just like the biometrics, then feature extraction, Hartley transform, and based on the keyword, generally this title, abstract, and the keywords are stored on the search engine database. And if you want to search a particular paper, then these keywords play an important role. Okay, so this abstract is a good abstract, and we can say the reviewer can easily looking at the 5-6 sentences or the this structure of the abstract, your abstract can be accepted. Okay, so this about the abstract. The next thing was about the keywords. So these terms, phrases are used repeatedly in the text, main key terms around which the paper is built. Basically, there may be 5-6 keywords. This keyword should be italicized, followed by a colon mark, and it should be a left align. The keywords are written in a lowercase with a comma separating keyword, and there is no full stop after the last keyword. Keep in mind, and it depends on the what we call it as the different writing styles, that is ACM writing style, IEEE writing styles, and so on here. So you have to follow those writing styles for what is the font size, where should be italics or bold, or so it depends on the where you are sending your paper for the publication. Okay, so this is all about the first the title, author information you all know, then how to write the abstract, then the keywords, which are the main terms used in your paper, and the next thing is about the introduction. Now, what exactly you have to write down in a introduction? Okay, so introduction should contain the more details of motivation and a problem statement. Motivation means why you have been motivated to this particular research domain. Okay, and which are the problems uh, in a domain. So that problem statement details all those details. First, you have to justify the importance. For example, if I am considering the image encryption, then you have to justify the importance of the image encryption. That is how important field it is here. It is in a image security and so on. Okay, so you have to justify, you have to focus, you have to means what we call it as you have to apply the spices to that, to put or to what we call it as judge or what we call it explain to the party sorry, the audience or the reviewers that how important is my research domain. So that's why you have been motivated to this. So more details of motivation and which are the problems in that. So that more details of 1-2 sentence and the problem statement should be there. And you have to justify the importance of the domain and the significance of the outcome also. Then is the intellectual challenge and the other difficulties. All those should be, or 1 or 2 paragraphs should be dedicated to the introduction here. Okay. And this is about that the introductory part of the review paper. In case of the proposed approach, you have to include the sketch of the main proof, the algorithm, and the key idea, and the novelty, or you have to justify about the novelty of the proposed approach in an introduction. Okay, so this is about the introduction of the proposed approach. So in a review papers, the more details of the motivation and the problems should be there, and the overview of the proposed approach should be there in a proposed paper. Okay, then why it is introduction is very important, because it is the first and the last impression the reader get while reading your introduction, and then he or she will decide whether to read the remaining paper or not. So it is the first chance of making the first impression. If you write a good introduction, just like if you have to start a speech, you have to give or deliver a talk on any topic, then how you start it, that introduction is very important. So to capture the audience here, to capture the readers to read your paper, that's the first chance of making the first impression. Then your writing style, overall quality, then analytical skill, if you are considering the many approaches, how you perform the analysis, and the confidence in the areas, and the last chance of making the reader to read your paper in a detail. Okay, if the reader don't find the abstract it's of no importance, some random sentences you are included in a paper, then he will read the introduction, and again reader find that the introduction is not up to the mark, then why the reader will read your remaining paper? So it is the first and the last chance, the first chance to impress the reader and the last chance to make the reader read the remaining paper here. Okay, then how to describe the background and the related work? So this is about what? The introductory part. Okay, now you have introduced the idea. The next thing is that you have to make the survey of the researcher or the research paper, which type of research paper has been already published related to a topic. So while including those research paper in your related work, that is the review work, then you not just include that this author or this researcher has published this paper, but you have to write down what that particular researcher has uh, explained or published in that particular paper, which method, that is a what. Then also why should be there, what is the reason. Okay, and if he or she has published or included that method, then why not should be there, then how that method has been applied, and other else parameters should be included in a review paper. Suppose you are considering any research topic, just consider that is the encryption, image encryption. Then before proceeding to the image encryption area, you have to collect the review papers related to that. And I will suggest you that the ACM survey paper, ACM Computing Research Survey paper, CSUR. Okay, so that at the end of the March, or that is a special issue, that is ACM Computing Survey papers are there, and in a single paper the length of those paper is generally 35 pages to 40 or 50, or sometime it extend up to the 60 pages also. And if you read that single paper, review paper, you will get the complete information about how many researcher has, means all about all researchers detailed survey or the research study. In that, instead of collecting the multiple 10-20 papers separately and just tagging it here, you can just go through the single ACM computing survey research paper, read that paper and make the note on a notebook. Okay, so it is not just a list of the summaries. So it is what? The analysis, comparison, the strength, the limitations and everything. So it is organized by the ideas rather than the references here. So don't have to include, say that the author, that is researcher one, has proposed this method. Okay, then propose the method, the name of the method you have to write down. Then you have to make the analysis. The next sentence should be to the related to the analysis of that method. Then you have to take the comparison. What is the strength of that method he or she has suggested, and what are the limitations of that? That is the pros and cons. Means if you are including a single research paper in your review work related to that, you have to first include the sentence about the analysis of the method. Then you have to compare with the other method, then the pros and the cons and everything. 4 or 5 sentences should be related to one single paper in a review work. Okay, now we'll consider the proposed method. Now that was about the review work. Then if it is related to the proposed method, then your proposed method should explain, you should explain it by step in algorithmic manner. Okay, and it should be implemented using either by some programming language or any research tool which is available here. Okay, now after that you will first explain the algorithmic manner way, that is the step by step. Then after that you will implement it using certain programming language or any research tool is available, you will implement it and then you will get the result. So after getting the result, whatever the review papers you have included in your review work, suppose you have included 10 review papers, out of that, the targeted research paper you have to choose. It may be 2 or 3 research paper to which your proposed method has been or may be matched. So that matching papers, we call it as a target papers. Just like if you consider the research tree of the previous diagram, which I already shown you, that is the image security or image steganography. Image steganography in a spatial domain and a frequency domain. And in frequency domain, there are DCT method and a DWT method. Then you have to make, and if your research is in a DCT only DCT method, then which other researchers has already published their work related to the DCT and which is related papers, 2-3 papers, that becomes a target paper. So you have to compare the result obtained using the proposed method on the standard database with already suggested method using a tabular format or the graph representation. So you have to make a table. In a first column, you have to write down the name of the paper, okay? Then which method they have applied, which third is that which database. I will draw it in a MS Word also if you need it, or you can just imagine that first column should be the name of the paper, then second, the method they have applied, third, the database or the data set they have used, then fourth, what are the pros of those method, then fifth, what are the cons of those method, and last one is the result they have obtained. And in that table, if you are making the 2 target papers, then the 2 entries should be there, and the last entry should be of your proposed work, that is the proposed method, which method you have used, which database you have used, what are the pros, what are the cons, and what are the result you have obtained. So that should be in a tabular format. So looking at the table, you will get, your idea will be clear that how you are getting the result. Okay. Now make the analysis of the other approaches and the proposed approach using certain parameters. Parameters you have to consider and then justify honestly how your proposed method works better and gives the result. So looking at the result itself, your idea will be clear, or you can justify that your method is better than the already published method. Okay. Now those about the proposed work. Now this is about the how to write the conclusion. Now, can anybody tell me that what is this? What is the difference between the conclusion and the abstract? Anybody can write in a chat box itself. Or can we include the same sentences from abstract into the conclusion? Yes, anybody? No. Okay. Yeah. Priyanka, Seema, no. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So it means that you want to say that the abstract is not same as a conclusion. Now, what is there in a conclusion? Okay. So here, conclusion is not just a summary. Then what is it? What is it actually? Situation that giving the story in a class, and he or she, after completing the story, he or she has to conclude. Then he has to tell, or he or she has to tell the moral of the story. So conclusion is what? Okay. So it is not just a summary, then it is different from the abstract and the introduction, definitely. And it represent the most important thing is that just I told you that after narrating the story, if we have to conclude the story, we have to tell the moral of the story. That is the what is the output of this story, or what we call it as a reader will get which type of moral from this paper. Okay, so that is the moral of the story. So it is a high level description of the significance of the ideas, what they could further lead to. Okay, so this is the conclusion that I have applied the DCT, this improved DCT approach to the image, and I'm getting the better result than this like this one. But means where you are stopped, because the research is not ending anywhere. It is an unending one. Just like if we consider the technological, that is in a previous some few years ago, or years ago, there were TVs which were large. Okay, in the tube image, that is the picture tube was there. Then later on, the size of the TV has been decreased, and now we are getting a flat LED TV also. Now again, this is not the stop or the end point of that particular technological invention in a TV itself. If later on, after 5-6 years, some advanced feature has been included in the TV, then again the size can be reduced. Then the clarity of the picture, the range of the colors, and everything can be improved. So that thing should be included. The last sentence of the conclusion should be that we got this type of result, but we were unable to do this. So we were unable to do this. So reading the last sentence, the upcoming researcher can capture that last sentence, and he or she can get the clear idea that this researcher has applied this particular method. They have got this result, but is there, and after but there is a sentence, and that last sentence can be catched by the upcoming researcher to do their further what we call it as a research work. So that is the conclusion itself. Okay, so it is a last chance to highlight the importance of your paper. Then it is analysis of strength and limitations. I told you that you have to justify how powerful your method is, as well as you have to honestly accept the limitations of your methods also. So why the limitations? Because if you write down the limitations, then the new upcoming researcher can be able to do the work on the limitations, and that limitations can be converted by them in their upcoming research into strength also. Okay. Then what the readers should remember after they have forgotten the details. Okay. So it bring back to the general level. So abstract is nothing but what is abstraction, introduction. This is the details. That is the journey from general to specific, means what work or which type of work many researcher has done, and then we'll go to the specific method. Okay, but in conclusion, this is conclusion. This is a written journey from specific to the general one here. This is here the diagram. This is the sample conclusion. In this paper, we have shown that the high the informative call. The experimental result have shown that the proposed method reduces the false acceptance rate from 21.48% to 16.74 based on the database from Bologna University, and from 31.29 to 28.69 based on the FVC 2002 database or the existing method. So these are the results they have explained. Okay. The Hartley transform is a real valued transform, unlike the discrete Fourier transform. Hence, the Hartley transform require real addition, this multiplication, unlike. Okay. Now, what here the author has included and multiplication, unlike the discrete Fourier transform, which require the complex additions and the multiplications. So these are the plus point of Hartley. Okay, so this is about the introduction. So it is general to the specific. So it will lead you to the introduction will lead you from general discussion about the review work to your specific method. After applying your specific method, you will get the discussion. You will get the result. Then after getting the result, you will discuss it. You will compare it with the other researchers already published result, and then you will conclude it that we have got this type of result, but we have to stop it here, and this thing we are not we can't complete it. Okay. Then the references and the bibliography. Hello. Am I going out of time?
No.
Okay. How much time is there?
Up to
so that I can make it fast.
320.
Okay, 320. Thank you. So this is the references or the bibliography. References means the list of the sources that you actually cite in your paper, and bibliography, the list of all the related publications. Now the references, how to write down the references. Each item in the list must have at least following fields. First, the title, then author, journal, if it is a conference, the proceeding, the publisher, and in which year it has been published. And if you are including or you are taking the information from any URL, then generally URL don't have the publication date. Hence, we have to include the when they are accessed last time. Follow the style specified by the publisher. If you are publishing the paper, if you want to submit the paper to the IEEE conference, you have to follow their writing style. If you are sending the paper to the ACM, then you have to apply their writing style. So styles are different. So first make a draft of the paper and then accordingly apply the styles depending on the requirement. Then if you are including the book, how you have to write down the book reference. First the name of the author, S. Hekins, then after that comma, then the title of the book should not be included in a double quotation mark. So communication systems, then the place of the publication, it is New York, then the name of the publisher, it is Willie, and the year of the publication is 1996. This you are to apply for the book reference. Then if it is a journal paper, then for journal paper, you have to first write down the name of the authors followed by comma or and. If there are only two authors, then J. Pan and W. J. Tompkins, two authors. If there are three authors, then comma. If there are more than three authors, you have to only write down J. Pan et al. Only. No need to write down the names of the remaining authors here if the number goes on increasing. So it will be J. Pan et al. Okay. Comma. Then double quotation mark. You have to write down the title of the paper, the real time detection algorithm, that is QRS detection algorithm, and then comma, double quotation complete. Then the name of the journal, IEEE Transaction Biomedical Engineering. If it is a journal, you have to include the volume number and the page number. PP means a page number, the starting page number 230 to 236, and the date, that is the month of publication, that is March 1985 for journal. Okay. Now this is for the conference paper. Again, the name of the authors, followed by comma. Then in that is here in double quotation mark, write down the title of your paper. When it is a conference, you have to write down the proceeding. So proceeding, if it is IEEE conference, mention it is IEEE International Conference. Image processing, then volume of the proceeding, then the page number, and the September 2003. Okay, this for the conference. Now we'll consider some few elements of the writing. When you are drafting a paper, you should be very careful about the language grammar. Grammar is very important. That many tools are available. Add-ons tools are available, just like Grammarly is there. You can download it separately and it will be automatically included as a part of that MS Word. Okay, Ginger is also the software which you can use for the grammar checking. Okay, so grammar is very important. Then sentence formation. Whatever the sentence you are writing in your paper, it should be your own sentences. It should be very short and simple and easy to understand. No need to write down any complicated sentences. Write down in a simplified manner. So sentences should be very simple. Try to take the spellings, the punctuations mark. So these things you have to consider for while drafting the paper. The second thing is that whenever you are including you are writing or starting the paragraph, then each paragraph should represent a specific idea. If one idea is there, you can write one paragraph. If you have to include the new idea, then you can include the new paragraph. And this transition from one paragraph to the next paragraph should be meaningful. There should not be just, we have seen in a previous slide about the abstract which was rejected. There was no relation from previous sentence to the next sentences. So there should be that is a relation between the previous sentence and the next sentence, just like there should be a smooth transition from one paragraph to the next paragraph, as well as from one sentence to the next sentence. Just like I went to the college, then randomly you will not say I am playing in a garden. If you are saying that I went to the college, then the next sentence should always be related to the college related activities. So in that case, you will not say that I am playing in a garden, I will play in a garden, like that. So next should be related to the classroom, then the lecture, then the teacher, then the contents of the lectures and everything. So this should be very smooth jumping from one paragraph to the next paragraph, as well as from one sentence to the next sentence. So this is applicable to the writing style as well as the speaking style also. Okay, so be careful while speaking also. Your sentences should not be randomly jumping from one sentence to the another. That is, at one point you are saying explaining one situation, and drastically you should not make a change to explain the next situation. Okay, so it should be related. Now the redundant publication. Which publication you can say that it is a redundant one? Now, data in a conference abstract. Same abstract, you can use it in a journal paper also. Simply you can add 2-3 sentences. So you can't say that if you are using the same abstract in other paper, but 2-3 sentences you are added at the last, then we can't say it is so it is not a redundant publication. Then they say, but when you are applying, when you are implementing any method and you are using the same data, okay, and the same data and but a different journal, we can say that it is a redundant one. This data is a redundant one because using the same data. Then the data on the website. If it is an authenticate website, you can't say that it is a redundant one. But if you are taking that references from the Wikipedia data is not authenticate one. Okay, because you can't give the reference, the perfect reference in a reference papers here. Data on the website, it may be or may not be, depends on the situation. Then Data included in a review articles, that you are taking the review of multiple papers, and if you are using the same review in another paper, then it is okay. You can use that review paper because we can't say it is a redundant one. Then expansion of the published data set. The data set is available, and if it is extended to certain level, it has been expanded, then you can expand that data set and you can use it in a other paper. Sorry, you cannot use it in a the same data set in a other paper also. That is, yes, it is a redundant one. Then you know that what is the impact factor. Impact factor means what? The average number of times your published paper are cited up to 2 years after the publication. Suppose in 2018 I published one paper, and in 2020 how many times my paper has been cited by the other readers or the other researchers, and they have included my paper in their references. They have used the reference. Then we can say it is an impact factor. How it makes the impact? If it is making much impact, that is many times your paper has been referenced and it has been cited by the other researcher. So this is the impact factor. Then immediacy index. Immediacy index means the average number of times the published papers are cited during the year of the publications. Means in 2018 I publish a paper, and during 2018 if my paper has been cited, it has been used as a reference in the others paper, then it is a immediacy index. Then this is the impact factor. I already told you that the recorded number of citations within a certain year, 2003, to the items published, it is a ratio to the items published in the journal during the preceding 2 years, that is 2001 and 2002. Okay. Then these points you have to keep in mind, or you have to consider. If there are multiple authors which are participating their work in a single paper, that is their ideas are common and they are including those ideas, then all authors, when you are including their names, I suggest you that it is my honest request to all that if anyone ask you that, oh, you are writing a paper, you are publishing a paper, can you please include my name? I think you should have to say it as a no. Why no? Because whenever you are including any author's name in your paper, there must be their contribution of the work. That is, all the authors should participate in the work. Then the review order of the data presentation. The review order of the data presentation means what? The order in which your paper has been reviewed. You should have to keep those data with you. Then your writing style should be polished. If you draft a paper one time, then second time again you have to take the look starting from the title to the conclusion and the references. Then third time, fourth time, like that. So if you make the 2, 3, 4 times, then your paper will be polished, and every time you will getting certain errors, and that errors you can reduce it to some extent. Okay. Then the double check references. Then they look for the typos. Typing error is there, and the spelling checking also. This you have to. Okay. Then whenever after doing all these finding the typo error, spelling checking, then the polishing of the papers and everything, then you can submit your paper. If you are going for the journal should be a related journal. I think so. That is, if I want to send a paper related to the image encryption, then I must have to select the image processing journal only. Okay. So if you are submitting that paper and after review, you will get the responses. Then you should have to collect those responses. You have to write it down carefully in Word file that I submitted my paper to this particular journal, and the reviewers comments are there. So that reviewers comments you have to note it down, and according to the reviewers comment you have to update your paper, and each comment should be addressed. Suppose the reviewer has given the 5 comments for comment 1, comment 2, comment 3. For comment 1, how you have to update your paper. For comment 2, how you have to make the changes in your paper. For every comment, you should have to address. Okay, and each change should be stated. Whatever the changes you will make, you should have to note it down somewhere, and every time you should be very enthusiastic. You should not be nervous. That is, no one is perfect. If you are submitting the paper first time, definitely you will get review comments, many reviewer comments, but you should be very happy that if anybody is giving you the many suggestions, it means your paper will be corrected to much extent. So be positive, and you should be very enthusiastic. Okay, so sometimes you can feel that the reviewer is wrong. Okay, so maybe in a worst case the reviewer may be wrong, but you should not be openly tell that, oh, my paper is a good one, how you are rejecting my paper, like that. You should be very tactful, and you should have to, when you are replying to the reviewer, you should have to give a special thanks to the reviewer. And when you are upset, you have got many corrections, definitely it's a human mentality that you will get depressed, you will get upset. But when you are upset, don't respond to the reviewer. When you are upset, calm down. Take your own time to calm down. Think positively. Make the listing of the updations. Okay, address to the each and every comment when you are calm. And after getting calm, you should respond to the reviewer. Never call the editor. You should not directly call to the editor. And you have got suppose many corrections, you can get the help from the other authors also, which you have included in your paper. Okay, now what is meant by the research misconduct? Research misconduct means what? You are doing the fabrication of the result. Then the falsification means you have stolen certain result, and you are manually make the changes in the result, you are making it false. And plagiarism, you are copying certain others author's paper content, and as it is you are copying it in your paper. That is a plagiarism. So try to avoid this fabrication, falsification, and the plagiarism. I told you that the fabrication means making up the results and recording and reporting them. So don't try to fabricate the result. That whatever the result you are getting it, keep it as it is. Try to improve your method, improve your techniques. Okay, and definitely you will get the good result. But if you are not getting the good result and you are making it fabrication, then it is not a good one. Okay, then the falsification means the manipulation of the research material or the equipment. You should not make the manipulation of the research material. Or if you are omitting or changing or omitting the results, such as means the results are not good and you are omitting it. Okay, so it is not accurately represent in the record. So your record should be a honestly prepared record. Then the plagiarism, just I told you, the appropriation of another's idea, process, stealing the other's idea, their result, without giving the proper credit. Now, see, if you have to include certain material from the other's paper, you should have to give the due credit to the author from whom you have taken that result or taken that method or whatever it means. And that is the purpose of the references here. In a rectangular bracket, you have to write down the reference number, and in a references at that particular number, you have to write down the details of that. So if you have included any diagram from the other research paper, then in a diagrams itself, you have to write down that this diagram has been taken from this paper. So due credit should be given it, so that will not be a plagiarism. Okay, so this is all about how to write the good research paper, starting from choosing the titles, how to choose the title, then how to write the abstract, which are the 5-6 sentences, important sentences are there, which you should have to include in abstract, then which are the main key terms, that is the keyword, then the introduction, justify the importance of your topic, that is the introduction, and which are the problems in that. That detailed information should be included in a introduction itself. Then after giving the introduction, you have to include the review literature. It's which type of papers has been already published related to the particular area, that is the review. And then the proposed one, if you are writing the proposed research paper, then in proposed paper you have to make the tabular what we call it as a diagram. In tabular diagram, you have to list the each and every reference paper, what are the pros and cons, and due to these pros and cons, and these are the results. I think that this method should be updated. This method should be updated. For example, the DCT should be updated. Which parameters you are considering, all that, or this is for the single method. If you are merging 2 or 3 method, that is integration of 2 or 3 method, that is the your hybrid approach will be there. Okay, so one method having some good points, the second method having some good points, then the two methods can be merged together and it will become your hybrid approach. Then that hybrid method you have to implement it by using certain programming language. Nowadays the Python is very what we call it as important, and it is gaining the popularity in the research domain also. Some research tools are also available. Just implement that method by using the programming or the research tool, get the result, then make the table, compare your result with the target papers, target methods. If you are getting the good results, definitely your research is going in a proper direction. Okay, and then a discussion about the result, how I got my result, how they are superior from this. If you are not getting the good result, don't worry. You can write down that I tried up to this point and I got this result. Okay, and then you can update your method and again apply it. Apply the same method. Definitely you will get the some good result, but try to be very honest in putting the result itself. So discussion is there, and then the conclusion is there. In conclusion, you have to put down your results, which method you have applied, which result you have got, which data set you have used, everything. And then the last sentence of your conclusion is should be the that up to this point I work. Okay, and this is the extension to the upcoming researcher. The upcoming researcher can take this point as a starting point to start the research. So, and the references I have told you, the misconduct. So whatever the points which are that is needed for writing the good research papers, I tried my level best to include those points in how to write the good research papers. So this is all about how to write the good research papers. So if anybody having queries, you can write it in a chat box itself. I will try my level best to reply those queries.
Yeah, madam, there are some questions.
Okay, tell me.
Sanjay Pate from Chadisgaon College asked, what is the sequence to publish or patent a paper?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
What is the sequence to publish or patent a paper?
What is the sequence for patenting?
Patent or publish a paper?
Okay, where to publish? You have to choose a conference or a journal first. Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. So, for example, if you have to proceed, so the first, I think 1 year at least, 1 year you have to spend in collecting the related research papers. That is the review work, what we call it as a review of literature. Okay, so and then collecting those review papers, you can also draft your own review paper. And those review paper, you can just write down like this, that is a comparative analysis of DCT techniques used in a image security or image compression, whatever it may be. So the first paper should always be a review paper, according to my opinion. It should not directly that you should not directly publish a propose method here, because it takes much time. That is at least 2 years. You have to work hard or implementing the method, finding out the pros and cons of the method, which data sets are available, and then after implementing, getting the results and everything. So your last but one paper is a proposed method, but the first paper, whichever you have to publish, I think it should be the state of the art of the current research work. Okay, that is the review paper, comparative analysis of the already published paper. Okay, in that here you have to just write down that this author has proposed this method, that published this method, they have used this data set, they applied this method, then pros and cons and results and data sets and everything. So one paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph. If you are including suppose 10 papers, then 10 papers critical analysis should be done. Then the tabular format should be drafted out. Okay, and the discussion should be made on that work. And then that paper, this is the review paper where you have to submit, find out some suitable conference related to the your domain or the journal itself. Okay, but I think it should be a related conference or the related journal. And then submit the paper. After submitting the paper, after their review work, you will get a mail regarding the reviewer comments. So read each and every reviewer comment, okay, and try to find out, try to address or try to update. That is the comment 1 is there. So comment 1 is there. Try to update the paper according to the comment 1. Then comment 2, comment 3, comment 4, like this way.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Another question is, how can we write the keywords in our paper?
Yeah, keywords. For that, I had to give the exam, to show any paper here, because this is an online session. I can't show you the each and every, the complete paper itself or read the complete papers. Keywords means, for example, I'm considering the machine learning. Okay, got it? And in machine learning, the applications of machine learning in image classification, the application of machine learning in a natural language processing. Suppose I'm considering the application in a natural language processing. Okay, then in natural language processing, which are the important terms? The stemming is there. Then that is which what we call it as TensorFlow is there. Means step by step some important keywords you have to use on which or via which the paper has been built here. Okay, in a proposed method, suppose you are using the TensorFlow, then TensorFlow, then which type of method, supervised learning you are using or unsupervised learning, then you have to write down the supervised learning. Okay, so first thing is that suppose the natural language processing, one keyword, then second keyword is that a TensorFlow, third keyword is a reinforcement learning. If you are writing something, means for one keyword there should be some paragraph should be drafted in a paper itself. Okay, then for next is suppose the stemming, so there should be some sentences related to the stem. We call it as a conceptual terms. Okay, so the conceptual terms on which your paper has been drafted or built, that main conceptual terms you have to include as a keywords. Got it?
Got it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. Very nice session. Thanks
Okay,
for
thank you,
very
madam.
valuable information which you had given
Okay.
to all the participants. They want PPT.
PPT.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you share
Okay.
to
Okay.
us, then we will send them the link of this PPT.
Okay. Okay. Just a minute.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, madam, for your
Thank
valuable
you.
information. Okay.
Just a minute. I'm sharing my email ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or write down in chat box also madam, it is also
No,
beneficial.
it is in a slide itself. Yeah,
Okay.
this is here. So if you are having any queries or if you need any type of suggestions, I'm always there. I will be very happy to solve your queries because I also gone through the same phase. So whatever the problems I have faced and whatever the guidance I have got from the IIT people, I got the guidance from the IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, then the Nanded College also. So I got many mentors and they guided me a lot. So the purpose of delivering such type of lecture is only out of my experience. Whatever the problems I have faced, the answer to this problems I got through my journey, and the people generally the research scholars don't know. That was my first problem I faced, that how to write the research papers, what should I exactly write in a introduction, what should exactly write in abstract, everything. So this is only the purpose, that is the something how to give to the society. So that is how to write a good research paper. I hope that you might have, to some extent, not 100% because it is an online session, to some extent, but still, if you are having any queries or if you want any suggestion regarding the topic selection, then the journal suggestions or the conference suggestions, then the patent writing, how to write the research proposal also, then many fundings are available, the research grants are also available. Not regarding to only this how to write the good research paper only. Apart from this, related to the research, the funding, which are the funding agencies are there, how to write the good research proposal, patents, how to file the patents. So it's a journey from selecting the research topic to the submission of the thesis, how to face the defense. So all these things I have included in a 2 days workshop, that is the effective research methodology. This is only the sub part of that of a paper writing skill is here. So this is just dhawde.chitra@gmail.com. You can drop me a mail at any time if I get the time, or definitely I will try my level best to get the time for this moral task here, and I will try my level best to help you all. Okay, so I thank you. I would like to give special thanks to the management body of the Khadse College, that is Rohinitai Khadse, Principal Sir Shri V.R. Patil Sir, Coordinator Mrs. Vandana Chaudhary, Conveners Seema Rane, the organizing committee members Dr. Ranjana Jinjore and Mr. Abhishek Patil Sir. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for delivering this lecture to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Seema Vijay Rane, convener of this 2 days national level webinar on innovative research in computer science and paper writing skill. I am here to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Srimati GGKhadse College, Muktai Nagar. I would like to thank Dr. B.V. Pawar, officiating registrar of KBC NMU Jalgaon, for accepting our invitation and spending his valuable time amongst us. I extend my thanks to Professor Dr. R.J. Ramteke from KBC NMU Jalgaon, Dr. Praveen Yannawar, Aurangabad, Professor Dr. Chitra Daule from Amravati, and Dr. Varsha Pathak from KCES IMR Jalgaon for accepting our invitation as a resource person for this 2 days national level webinar delivered a very knowledgeable and informative talk for the participants. I would like to thank HOD of Computer Science Department, Mrs. Vandana Chaudhary, for his continuous support. I am thankful to the respected principal of our college, Shri V.R. Patil sir, for his motivation to organize such type of events. I would like to thank the president of our college, Honorable Advocate Saurabhini Tai Khadse Chevalkar, for his support and encouragement to organize this event. I would like to thank the organizing committee members of this webinar, Dr. Ranjana Zinjore, Mr. Abhishek Patil sir, and all teaching and non-teaching faculty members for their cooperation to make this webinar successful. I would like to thank Professor Harshal Patil for his technical support. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants without whom this event is not a grand success. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.